All right, let's get a weight on these. You can see the weight savings, factory peg, 283 grams. Aftermarket, 129 grams, 283 and 129. All right, so that's a 308 gram difference between the two. You know, two of these and two of those. Two of these is 258 grams. Two of those is 566 grams. The difference between that's 308. A pound is 453 grams. So that's well over half of a pound in weight savings, which is pretty good for this, little thing.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Let's go ahead and pop some thread lockers on these. Actually, guys, some of them I didn't really see it on, but some of them actually have some whitish looking thread locker on it. I don't want them out too far to where I accidentally misthread them, but I do want them out a little. Let me see if I can just do it like this. Then we'll go and wipe off any excess. Put them like that. And snug them down. Like that. It's not a rush with this thread locker either. Don't even think it dries unless it's in a kind of an area with no or very little oxygen. So that'll be that. I'll do the other half of them, get them on the bike, and we'll be good. All right, well, this one, none of these had any Loctite whatsoever on them, and they all felt extremely loose. I just touched this, and with no pressure, they all came loose very, very easily. So this one, it was mandatory. The other one, not necessarily, but it's gonna be way better. This one was definitely mandatory. All these would have fallen off pretty quick. So there you go with the quality control. All right, go check out these new pegs. Little off-road test. I've hurt myself twice pretty good in an off-road situation. One time I bought probably in my early 20s, I bought a cheap Chinese dual sport. It's like a 200cc dual sport. The shop was shutting down and some guy had them in his garage. Paid $600 for it, brand new. I didn't even put probably 200 miles on it. I was hauling butt down a bayou similar to this, and came up on a big hole. Went into the hole,
If I was on like a Honda or a Yamaha, it would have been fine probably. But it was a cheap Chinese bike. Look at that hill. I used to go up this or be over here many years ago. Let's go see what it looks like now. It used to be an actual pretty hardcore hill. Like one I wouldn't go up with on this bike. Because not only was it a nice hill, it had crazy ruts and terrain getting up it. I might have even fallen on this hill, I can't remember. Yeah, I would definitely have to keep to the right. I can make it. It's a little loose, but this rut's been dug out. It used to all be kind of like this with the rut. Yeah, I don't think I'd have a problem going up this hill. Hello, hangout. We used to hang out at the cliffs. That's what we call this place since I was a kid. I didn't even live close by. I lived way over there. See where those birds are? Well, no, that's not where it is. Oops. A little turtle. Nice green water. A little peninsula right there. Way over there. We used to jump off. We called it the cliffs for that reason. Nice water out here. It rained a little yesterday and the day before, so I wasn't sure how muddy it was going to be. Alright, well, let's get a little practice in before we go through the harder spots. Where the big trucks and jeeps come through, damage the area big time. Look at that. Across the bayou right there too. Back in the day, I ride my KLR650 out here. Jump off. This way could get a little rugged. Let's see. A little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going through there. If it was dry, it'd be easy, but I can see it's wet mud, and I'm not about to sink this heavy bike in there. So now I gotta turn around. Alright, well that turnaround was more difficult than I expected. I actually got the motorcycle high-centered. I had to get off of it. I had my rear tire in a rut and my front tire in a deep rut. I was sideways on the trail and my skid plate was on the ground. Some thick rocks. So actually, my bike would stand up on its own. I walked to the front, I held it by the crash bar and grabbed it by the front tire, lifted it up, turned it sideways out of the rut, got back on it, pushed it a couple times back and forth and rolled out. I didn't realize they turned this into a dirt road. We got another hill up here. And I've ridden this a long time ago on my old bike. It's funny, on my old bike, you wouldn't even think about it. You just see that and come over here and you fly straight up it. Yeah, you gotta do a little more thinking on this bike. I could get up that, but then you don't know what's up. I'd have to walk up there. You don't know what's up there. It could be an instant drop off. But it probably goes to the top, and then it used to come down this way slowly. Stuff changes. All this bike does is peel out. Alright, still flat up here. Let's go down this. Brakes fine on an incline. Back tire even slid at first for a second. Front tire was fine. It let me stop. Yee-hoo. Not a big deal. Still don't feel 100% comfortable on this bike yet, especially doing off-road stuff. So obviously got to probably hit that too fast. When I came off the first little hill in the hump, it caught a little bit of air and it tried to throw the bike off to the side. So that could have easily caused me to go too far off to the side, have to brake, and fall over. My first run was better. I gave it a little more gas on the second run, and that wasn't a good idea. Stayed committed to the climb. For a second there, thought there was a chance it could go bad, but it still went up fine. So definitely best to hit it at a slow, steady, just slow speed. Cruised up it way better that time without any panic of going off and laying the bike down. That first jump, or I mean, it could be a jump. If you're on a little dirt bike, you would probably jump that first one a little bit, and then even jump off of the second one because it's a pretty steep peak at the hill. As you can see, I mean, we'll walk up it real quick, so we get a better look at it, get this onto solid, even ground. almost be better without this, because then it kind of, when I came up faster, it kind of launched me slightly. It wasn't like high in the air or anything, but front tire was probably a couple inches up. The bike kind of sprung, and it almost threw me off this way, which then you could panic, want to stop, and then fall over. And then you can see the rest of this. This is about the same as the hill out at the Brazos Trail I went on, and a pretty good lip right here. But this is higher than the one at the Brazos. And it has some loose stuff on it. It's not all solid like the one at the Brazos. This is pretty loose. But it's pretty steep up at that peak. Quit while I'm ahead. So now I know, don't get overzealous on this bike, or probably any big bike or bigger bike. When you're doing a hill climb, just go up it, hit it steady till you get really good at it, and then you can probably go up it with a little more throttle. Maybe if you're a bigger dude, a couple 100 pounds and 6'2", might work out different. I'm just telling you how it worked for me. Should we go that way? Might as well. Let's go this way. So another time I was hurt off-road. So the time when I went down in that hole, I never finished telling the story. I think I saw that big hill. So I hit the hole, the front wheel pancaked. So instead of hitting the other side of this, probably 14 to 18 inch drop hole in the ground, probably 3 foot wide, just hit the other side and stopped. I went flying over the handlebars. I was probably only doing 30, let's say. And then when I saw the hole like that, I slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. I went down in it, front wheel pancaked, hit the other side of the hole, and it tossed me over the handlebars. My legs, about right here, hit the bars, and I went flying over the bars. And I had 2 huge bruises on both sides of my calves. Hurt pretty good. Bike was totaled. Front wheel was pancaked, and the the forks were completely all bent. Chinese metal. I'm gonna go that way because I'm pretty sure that's where the hardcore stuff was that I just bypassed. Well, let me go try it, I guess. So I had to leave the bike there. I might have called somebody to come pick me up. It was just right down the street from my house. And I think that was before. I didn't have a dirt bike or anything then. I had one when I was a kid, but this when I grew up. I had just bought my house. I was probably like 24 years old when this happened. Maybe 23. 24 probably. Okay. I'm a little slower up top and telling stories. I don't know the terrain. I don't know how I had another wheel at my house, but I had a wheel at my house, took it there. Didn't fit correctly, but I kind of got it on there good enough to limp the bike home. Go down the peninsula. So never fixed it. Paid $600 for the bike and did over $600 worth of damage. Oh, bottomed out there. Why do idiots ruin everything, right? World's full of idiots. Really pisses me off. Look at the glass everywhere. Well, I gotta come out here and be a jackass. Trash everywhere, glass everywhere. Pardon my language, but sometimes people just need a good ass kicking, you know? I've had to dish out a couple in my time. On the peninsula, second time I was on my son's bike. This wasn't that long ago, 3 years back. Probably had just gotten him his dirt bike. He had a little 150 Honda. I had a DRZ250. We were riding out here along that area where I first came in, where that hill was. Actually, it was on the other side of the bayou. We were riding out here. We went around. Look at this nice water. We used to come out here. I'm shocked the kids aren't out here. It's summertime. No one's in school. We'd have been out here swimming. Beautiful spot to come out swimming if you live around here. So once again, there was a hole in the middle, and I could have stopped, but we had just switched bikes. I was on his littler bike, smaller bike. He was on my bike, and I was kind of getting it in front of him, and I saw that come up. And instead of stopping or going around it, I just tried to jump or wheelie over it. Not a good idea. Suspension wasn't ready for that. My bike, I would have been way better or fine, but I just switched to his bike. So that suspension took that hard.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
And I didn't crash, but I had to stop and literally get off the bike and moan in agony. Somehow, I don't know what happened, but my back, my kidneys, felt like my kidneys exploded. I literally had to stand there for a second, like catch my breath, and I couldn't walk right for weeks. Probably 3 weeks. I couldn't move good. I couldn't walk right. I think I had bruising all back here. All felt, not even in my back or spine or backbone, my back bones or anything, or even muscles. It just felt like my kidneys were damaged and bruised. Very strange. So, got hurt pretty good there. Anyway, so I don't like to roll out too aggressive on areas. If I haven't ridden them, especially, I'm not going to be going fast. I don't want to come out here and get hurt, and I definitely don't want to do anything crazy on this motorcycle to flip it and destroy it. Alright, I'm going to do some more recording here in a little bit. Real quick, I haven't noticed any more vibrations with the aftermarket pegs. Definitely like the way they look. They look a lot nicer. I haven't even noticed that they were on the bike. I've been talking and videoing and watching where I was going. I haven't noticed a thing. Probably will more notice it if you were in the mud. Probably won't even notice it. You'll just think later, oh, my feet didn't slip. I haven't noticed any vibrations or anything, so obviously I'm keeping them on there. I should have put them on there a long time ago. I don't know why I didn't, but I'm out here testing them, so. So I'll try to go back this way. As long as there's no mud, everything should be fine. Some of these deep ruts will still be a little wet. So the last thing I want to do, stick this bike, bury it, dig a hole. Man, you hear that? Crap out of my skid plate. Combination of the low seat height, the low height clearance of the motorcycle, and soft suspension. Try to kind of lunge over that and bottomed out not the suspension, but just hit. That wasn't the suspension, that was like the skid plate hitting. Another hill back here. This was always the easier one. Little bitty easy hill. Hot, guys. It's, I don't know, close to 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sun's out in the sky. Woo, it's getting hot out here. Get out here and go swimming. Not just coming out here and moving a big old bike around the off-road. I can tell you guys, when you're not a kid anymore, this stuff's not as fun as it used to be. Coming on to area like this when you were a kid, it's a blast. Whew. Especially when you got your friends and stuff with you. Now, it's not that fun. That's why I really didn't want a smaller adventure bike that could do extreme hardcore riding off-road, lightweight bike, because I don't want to do extreme riding off-road. I'd rather go explore, find some back roads, a little off-roading if necessary, got a wild hare, or to get you out to a place. But just to go out and play off-road, not my thing anymore. Unless we had like everyone had dirt bikes. I was with a big group of people and we were out acting silly, having fun, but that's not what adventure riding's about. That's not adventure riding. You're not on an adventure. You're playing. So that's not what I got this bike for. And like I said, it's not really that fun. I didn't want to ride in the mud, but I expected there was going to be more mud than that out here. Oh, we got a little bit of sand. Nothing big. That trail went off that way. But that was a harder way to ride, right up there. Walk that and see what it's all about. It's a little sandy. That might be a cool little technical trail without being too crazy. This is fairly sandy though. I haven't felt it do anything. Branch wasn't here. I'm a little wore out and I haven't even done much, just riding through. Wears you out. I don't have any water. Feeling slightly lightheaded. Back into the sand. Might as well come through here. The only issue would be bottoming out on some of these. They don't even look that huge, what with that bike sitting so low. Wants to bottom out sometimes. Question is, should I go this way or come back? After this, I'm gonna head back. I'm pretty wore out, feeling a little weak. What the heck is that? Little muddy hardcore area. Don't fall over now. Cool little area up here if you got a little dirt bike. Easy peasy. Ooh, okay. And find a area to turn around. Sand almost got me a little bit. I'm barreling into the sand. That rattling around is loose. My eyes are stinging. I got sweat in them. Loose stuff in my box, my keys. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta go to my storage unit. Alright, got the sweat out of my eyes. Another tractor coming. I'm gonna follow that other guy. I'll head over. Get you some, buddy. Get you some. Let's go up and down this real quick. Front brakes stopping me on an incline, not on dirt, but cement. There we go. Okay. That one was quite a bit steeper than this one. trash. Advantages of having a dual sport, guys. To the storage. All right, here we are. Drop the bike in the storage area. Guys, are y'all ready to see something amazing? Are we ready to see something amazing? Let's see it. Probably need these two. What? I mean, you gotta be pretty pro, right? You gotta be pretty pro. Alright guys, well that's it. Just a short review on the new pegs. Didn't feel any difference. Maybe I'll check them out. I'll actually think about it on the way home. See if I feel any vibrations. I didn't notice it without thinking about it. Did fine off-road. I didn't get in any mud. But there you go. Little off-road ride. Alright guys, later.